On November 17, the national coordinators of the development program of UNO presented small grants program of the Global Ecological Foundation to the local NGOs in Kapan Oral Center.
Ծրագիրը տրամադրում է մինչև 50,000 ԱՄՆ դոլարի դրամաշնոր, չափով դրամաշնոր, հասարակական կազմակերպություններին.
The program provides up to 50,000 USA dollars grant to the non-governmental organizations so that they carry out community projects, such projects at the community level that are addressed to the environmental problems. Basically, there are 5 fields: biodiversity conservation, prevention of land degradation, climate change mitigation, reduction of harmful chemical substances, and protection of international waters. All these problems are present in Syunik province. There is no single exception. There is possible to work with all these problems in the communities, and the results will be very visible.
Խնդիրներով կարելի է աշխատել համայնքներում եւ արդյունքները շատ տեսանելի կլինեն.
There was presented to the participants the grants provision mechanism stages, the results of the small grants program, as well as strategic approaches. One of the final goals of the small grants program is a reduction of the poverty of the local level. During the discussions, you mentioned that the programs are generally implemented with the NGOs. At which level is the exclusion of personal interest in the implementation of the projects?
Փոքր դրամաշնորհների ծրագիրը ինքը իրականացման սկզբունքները շատ թափանցիկ եւ դեմոկրատական սկզբունքների հիման վրա է.
Implementation principles of small grants program are based on very transparent and democratic principles. Providing grants, there has not been taken sole decision. The mechanisms is the following. There is a national steering committee which brings together the representatives of leading NGOs in Armenia, and they are the decision-making body.
Առաջատար հասարակական կազմակերպությունների ներկայացուցիչները եւ իրենք են հենց որոշում կայացնող մարմինը.
Is there carried out project implementation control? In other words, do you follow that a non-governmental organization that wins the grant fulfills all phases of the project process in accordance with the plan and, roughly speaking, doesn't appropriate sums during implementation of the project?
Այո, հետևում ենք շատ խիստ. Ես նաև իմ ներկայացման ժամանակ նշեցի իրականացման ուրեմն monitoringi.
Yes, we follow very strict. In my presentation, I have also mentioned the mechanism of the implementation monitoring and reporting. It's a continuous process and we implement participatory monitoring before each transfer. Why do I mention participatory? Because the participatory monitoring implies that we are trying to track most the beneficiaries, not only the implementing organization and the donor organization, but also the community members who are the beneficiaries. In other words, we hear everyone's opinions. The same is during the period of the formation of project idea, the idea that NGO presents to us for implementation in some community. It should also be an idea not only of the NGO but also an idea coming from the community.
Մեծ ուշադրություն ենք դարձնում, որ այն գաղափարը, որ ՀԿ-ն ներկայացնում է մեզ որևիցե X համայնքում իրականացնելու համար, դա պետք է նաև լինի համայնքից եկող գաղափար, ոչ միայն ՀԿ.
Project coordinators highlighted the innovative approach involving the private sector in the further development process of the program and the possibility of the project distribution in the adjacent communities. And the participants were interested with how many projects they can act in the application deadline. There were presented projects in the result of the discussion that are topical in your community too. Can you present their solution as you imagine, and can you take specific clear steps? Specific, there are problems concerning biodiversity and landscape land degradation that must be solved. These problems exist in my community too. I will try to present a project for solution of any problem.
Որևէ խնդիր լուծելու համար։ Ես ծրագիր եմ գրել Լորենու ծառատեսակը, Սյունիքի մարզում ընդամենը մատերի վրա հաշված 10 ծառ կա։
I wrote a program. There are left only 10 linden trees in Syunik province, 5 and 6 of which are behind Vorodan Cinema of Sisian, 2 are in Ligrupa, and 2 are here. It's a tree species which gives much honey. We have decided, and with the beekeepers we did planting in Old Zav sub-region. and it will be present from people of our stage to the coming generations.
Կատարել եւ կդառնա մեր տարիքի մարդկանց կողմից
UNO Small Grants Program has been acting in Armenia since 2009. Now it's in the 6th operational stage, the target of which is the conservation of landscapes. There were raised certain issues related to the organizational part of the project presentation in Kapan, to which we'll return. Հայր Փիաղաջանյան, Արսեն Սարգսյան, Սյունիք Online.